Number 166 in the Masters of Cinema collection is Drunken Master, directed by Yuen Wu-ping, and I'm a little bit annoyed that this is the only Jackie Chan movie in the Masters of Cinema collection so far. I would put forward a great case for putting Police Story in there, but that's by the by. Let's move on to this movie, which stars Jackie Chan as Wong Fei-Hung, and this is one of those movies, the typical kind of martial arts movies where the plot isn't really the driving force. In fact, the plot is kind of shifting all the way through it, and it doesn't have like that really strong narrative, but it does have a sense of joy and accomplishment from the very start. As we're introduced to Jackie Chan's character, it's plain to see that he is both accomplished in Kung Fu and a little bit impulsive, as we see in several scenes early on. And there's a wonderful one where he is kind of fighting a woman who is protecting her daughter's honour, and she is just kicking the crap out of him in a wonderful style. It's visually stunning. She seems to be very tall and thin, has these long legs, and is just kind of unique within this kind of world already. You get wonderful fight scene after fight scene as the movie just kind of meanders along, and the fact that it doesn't really have a structured plot that keeps it going scene to scene never bothered me throughout the movie. It never took away from the fashion that I was watching something that was just utter delightful to check out. The fight scenes themselves are stunningly choreographed, as you would fully expect, and you see Jackie Chan and his multiple opponents really doing some fantastic stunt work with weapons. The way they're moving around their environments is always quite interesting and fun. And for the longest while, we deal with Wong Fei-Hung and his father having this kind of antagonistic relationship where he's constantly getting in trouble. He's constantly trying to talk his way out of it or fight his way out of it. Sometimes he wins, sometimes he loses, and ultimately his father has had enough and decides to pass him off to a master. He asks someone else to train him for a year to try and get some discipline into him. And that is the drunken master of the movie. This kind of man just roaming through town who's always drunk but who is an insane fighter decides to train him for a year. And there is a little bit of a side plot of this character who is an assassin for money, who has killed someone at the start of the movie, who turns up, beats up Jackie Chan and ridicules him, really berating him as well. And he's going to be the ultimate guy for the fight at the end of the movie. But it feels like an almost kind of afterthought. We need somebody to rally against, we need somebody to fight back against, and this character's going to do. And the movie's about Jackie Chan learning to be a little bit more responsible, to learning to understanding his craft, to not be as crazy, and to do that he's going to learn doing various kind of tasks and exercises with this drunken master. And it's fun to see all these exercises, and it gives me a kind of like fun moment that you get in a lot of action movies, whereas they're having these training sessions which look as if they've nothing to do with a martial arts, but it's conditioning the body and they're making them do repetitive tasks that's just, I mean, awesome to watch, probably horrendous to actually do. And the relationship between the drunken master and Wong Fei-Hung is just wonderful. It's antagonistic to start with, but ultimately becoming that mentor and subject that really bond near the end of the movie. And Chan has that infectious charm that you kind of know and love throughout the movie. He's both kind of bullheaded, he tries to talk himself out of situations. He's kind of funny in moments, but it's never overbearing or grating. The fight scenes are really intricate and well worked out and really well choreographed. And it's just an incredibly fun, joyful movie. Which is a really fun thing to say, you know, when the narrative's kind of all over the place and doesn't really tie the movie together, but you don't really care because you have all of these wonderful fight scenes that have all been a little bit different. They've all been incredibly fun and had their own style. And you've had these characters that you've really found endearing and enjoyed watching them together in their adventure. I thought Drunken Master was really fun a real nice oddity, difference within the Masters of Cinema collection. The kind of thing I would like to see them edge more into. These kind of things in movies like Hard Times were kind of standalones within the series so far, and I hope they're going to move into more of that in the next year or so. I'd love to know your thoughts on Drunken Master. Let me know in the comment box below, and I'll see you next time on Man v Film.